Hello guys, welcome back to another video. And the scenery is very different, but yeah, today's video is gonna be very different. I've been doing a lot of these, well, not really, but kind of. I've been doing a lot of videos of me talking or talking about deep conversations, like any deep topic. So yeah, today is one of my favorite videos because I love talking about this. This is something I love talking about, and the topic is gonna be about God. So yeah, I'm very excited, and yeah, we'll see what I say because there's so many things to say. So yeah, first off, I'm gonna start off about me, where this began and everything. So yeah, you guys know my childhood was not the best. My childhood was terrible, but yeah, we're just gonna get into it. So yeah, so the first thing I'm gonna start off is that whenever I was a child, I was going through a lot of things, and I feel like when I was very little, I didn't really believe in God. I didn't actually believed in God. I don't know why, but for some reason I knew God was real, but I didn't really believe it 100%. My relationship with God wasn't the best. It was not even good at all. So yeah, I would not even pray. I really did not want to go to church. I really did not want to pray. I did not want to do this. I never wanted to do anything related to God, honestly. I would really dislike it. And I don't know why, I just didn't want to be involved. And that's what it made life be the way it was, because it does make sense why my childhood was like this. Because if you do not, anyways, we're gonna get into detail later about that. But I just didn't want anything involved with God, which is sad, honestly, which was really not the best thing. So yeah, but slowly over time I did change, and I always, even though I would say 50% I believed in him and 50% I didn't. So there was times where I was like, why am I like this? Why I need to I would always pray to God. I was like, I want to have a better relationship with you. I want to be more close. I want to be more like this. I want to change who I am. I do not like who I am. This is not what I want to be. You know what I'm saying? And then once I hit my tweens year, 11 and 12, I would say mostly 12, I became very careless, and I used to do bad things. I used to not listen to my parents. It was just really bad. I did not care at that time, and I don't know why. I just didn't care. Looking back at it, I'm like, that could never be me. It's just crazy. I did not care. I was very careless. I was just trying to be someone who I'm not. I was trying to since I saw the people, I'm like, I want to be like them, which is not good. But anyways, my relationship with my parents at that time wasn't the best as I wish to, but that was my fault at the end of the day. That was me. I chose what I wanted to do. The Bible says you have free will and everything. I cannot picture myself being like that anymore, and I just can't really tell you why, but yeah, I just can't, because I don't think the same way as I did. So but yeah, slowly over time I started noticing that I ended up hurting people. I used to have friends, I used to be rude, and karma came back to me a lot. And I realized, I would say age 13 or 14, I was like, you know what? I need to change who I am. I need to be a better person. I need to be more nicer. I need to be like this, because that is not good. I started realizing you start growing up and start changing, and your mind changes, start learning new things, start maturing. Just keep maturing and learning. And yeah, that's basically what I was in that stage. It was okay, I was God giving me signs, and I was like, wow, you know what I'm saying, and slowly over time, my relationship got better with God. But yeah, over time I was like, you need to change. I need to change who I am. I need to be nice. And let me tell you, it was very hard. Going to very careless, not caring, rude every single day, getting mad easily all the time. It was a big, one of the hardest changes of my life. It was so hard, like, it was a lot of work. It was really hard because I even told God, I was like, this is really hard for me. Like, it's like very, like, it was just hard for me to do it by myself, but I really did do it, and I'm proud of myself. And I did become nice over time, and everything changed, and my relationship with my parents got better, especially with my mom, and really good. And yeah, that's like one of my favorites part when that happened. Like, I'll never forget that moment. That was like when I was 15, but yeah. And then over time, I started getting nicer, it just keeps getting nicer, which is good. So yeah. And I don't know what age, I don't really remember, but I remember there was a time where I was like, you know what, I wanted to get a better relationship with God. I was like, I love, I started to tell myself, I started listening to God more. I started reading the Bible. I just started to focus on God. I would pray more often. I would like trust God more than I ever trusted him in my life. I would like, my doubts would go away. Over time, I started not doubting God anymore. I started trusting him. I started believing in him a lot. I started just to tell myself, like, God controls everything you happen, like everything. I started putting my whole life trust with God, which I'd never done before, which is amazing. I started praying more. I started talking about him more. I started trusting him. I started being nice to him. I started putting my whole life with him. I could not explain, but I started like trusting him more than I could ever trust someone. Like, I started putting faith in him. It was amazing. But yeah, and ever since, like, if you're watching this and you do not have a relationship with God, telling you, when you trust God, when you start telling yourself he's real, when you start listening to worship songs, when you start reading the Bible, when you start like telling God what you feel, like, it just started slowly. As I would get hurt a lot with guys, and I would just tell God how I felt. That's how it started as. And then I would tell myself, I would say, I think it was last year, like 2 years ago, but yeah, I would just start off as that, and then I would tell God what I want, and then I would tell God every time I fell down, and then again, and again, and again. That's really how it started. And then at some point, I was like, you know what, let's listen to worship songs. And that's where it started. And then I started with the Bible, and that's when I started getting closer. And that's when I began more trust and more trust and more trust. And that's how it started. So yeah, when you put yourself, your whole life, or you trust God 100%, or you're willing to like be with him, or you're willing to have a relationship with him, I'm telling you guys, everything changes in your life. Ever since that happened, all the things that I wanted in my life came true. All the positive things started coming in my life. The negative situation started fading out. The negative people went and left. And the negative people started fading in my life. They're not in my life anymore. Everything started becoming like I ever wanted. And tell you guys, if you're watching this, definitely put yourself on to God, because he's amazing. I started becoming closer to God and more like a godly person when I started noticing peace. I started noticing that I became nicer. I put myself in his trust. Like, every time I'd feel down, no matter, every single day, like, I started to tell myself, this is who the person I want to talk to. This is who I really trust. I started just him taking over my life and decided which person is gonna stay, which person is gonna leave. That's how I became. That's where I am today. And yeah, like, I started listening to worship songs. You feel peace, you feel really happy, like the best feeling in the world. So I definitely do recommend. And yeah, I started becoming more of God person also when I started hating when people doubt him. Like, sometimes I'll talk about God, or they could be negative and be like, oh, damn, like, or they're sad, or like they feel nothing's gonna change in their life. And I'm like, you know what? Or people doubt God. Like, I could talk about God, like, I'm like, do you really think God is gonna appear in those situations? They're like, I don't know, maybe. And I'm like, That's something, one of my worst pet peeves is that I hate when people doubt God. I just hate it in my heart. Like, I dislike that so much that I just hate when people do that. Like, never doubt God. If you're watching this video, and I'm telling you, this is also something I learned at 17. Literally, like, I would say, like, these beginning of this year, I would say. No, the end of last year, yeah. One thing I learned is that everything that comes in your life, you know, negative people, people that do this, or you're dating someone who doesn't treat you right, all I'm gonna say is that's not from God, because people do think it is from God. And God never said that he'll put bad people in your life. God said in the Bible, I'm gonna put you in a situation where you come to me. He never said people, though, like people, like. But yeah, I just know that's not from God. That's what I'm gonna say. And you guys decide if you want to believe that or not. But that's something I learned. So if you're finding something, I also learned, if that person doesn't give you peace, or is exactly what you pray for, is exactly what you want in a partner, that is not the one, or that is not the friend that you should be with. Okay, so if you ever prayed for someone in your life, like a friend, anything, I'm telling you guys right now, that is not the person that is in your life. Because if you don't feel peace, if you don't feel this, because think about it, God would never want you to go, God would never want you to experiencing, God would never want you to experience something that causes you harm, something that you don't feel happy in. And if you don't feel happy towards someone, that's probably not the person that's meant to be in your life, probably not the friends or whatever it is. But just know that, guys. And yeah, that's pretty much it for watching this video and listening. And you're probably wondering, why do I doubt God? Why do I doubt God? Why am I like this? Why am I like this? Or why do I not trust God? Like, what is it? Like, why? That's probably a sign that, like, you're probably not closest with God as you should be. But hey, it's never too late, which is the good thing. Like, God will accept and forgive you 1,000 times, because he knows that not everybody's perfect. And yeah, I do sometimes doubt God, which is very rare. That's only if I'm overthinking, if like telling you overthinking. But like 99%, I trust God with my life, like 100%. Like everything that happens, everything that comes in my life, everything that obstacle I get, every time I meet someone new, every time whatever it is, I trust God with my heart. I always come to God if I'm not I always come to God if I always come to God if I'm always unsure about a situation, if I don't feel that it's right. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you'll know when someone is from God. You will know. I'm telling you right now, you will know. You will feel happy. Like, I'm telling you right now. Like, especially friends. Like, I haven't met them, but I'm telling you, you'll know. But yeah, guys, that's all I have for you guys today. This one is one of my favorite videos because I love talking about God. I really love it. It's like, I just love talking about it. Like, it's one of my favorite topics that I will never say no to, because it's just amazing and beautiful. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy hearing that story. I kind of talked a little bit fast, but I hope you guys enjoy it. And yeah.